Thank you.
All of us are human beings before we are Igbos, Hausa, or Yorubas. Sometimes we even change our citizenship. Some become Americans, British, or Briton. It doesn't matter where you come from. The color of injustice is one. All of us have a blood running in our veins, the same blood. Our hair grows the same way. We eat almost the same kind of food. We just have a difference in our tongue. So the fact that I'm not Igbo, who told you I'm not Igbo, by the way, doesn't mean that I cannot fight for an Igbo when an injustice is done to an Igbo. Because when they are done with all the Igbos, they will come for the Yorubas. When they are done with Yorubas, they will go for the Ijaws. When they are done with all the big tribes, they will start coming from small tribes. There is nobody in Nigeria who can tell me that his ethnicity prevented him or protected him from hunger and starvation. None. As we are speaking, we are all going to the same market. We are suffering the same way. We are collecting the same salary. We are living in this hellhole known as Nigeria. So being an Igbo doesn't insulate you from suffering. It doesn't insulate you from injustice. In fact, being an Igbo just subjects you to more of it because Nigeria doesn't believe that an Igbo man deserves justice in Nigeria. But it has also happened to me before. Yes, I met Dasuki in detention. He's Hausa, Fulani. So when it comes to injustice, the leaders of Nigeria are united against the rest of us. They use our ethnicity to divide us. Oh, he's Igbo. That's the reason we are dealing with him. Why did they deal with me? Am I Igbo? Or is it because they suspect that maybe I have Igbo blood in me because my brother is married to an Igbo woman?
Okay, like, is there any kind of court hearing today? How do you see?
I was invited to come and observe the court hearing. And I was told by his lawyers that a bail application had been filed so that he can be granted freedom. NNAMDI Kanu was not brought to this country legally. He was abducted, or you want to use a better word, kidnapped in Kenya. Yeah. And put on a plane. The Kenyan government is even saying they don't know how he was arrested in Kenya or abducted. So the process of bringing him to court was illegal. So you cannot rectify that illegality with, another legality, which is bringing him before a court and then trying him for an offense that he has not committed. But let's even look at their own legal system. From the court here of first instance, where he was first brought, the Court of Appeal granted a ruling, a judgment, that Kanu committed no offense. A week later, they went and did their rule, they stayed the judgment. They went to the court of, the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, even though they didn't want to speak the truth, said that what they did in bringing him to Nigeria was illegal.
Yes.
They were just speaking, maybe they were ashamed or afraid of themselves. They couldn't speak the truth. Otherwise, they would have quashed the charges at that level. Go and look at it. Nobody has read the ruling of the Supreme Court. The ruling will tell you that the Supreme Court nearly discharged and acquitted NNAMDI Kanu. But I think because of the hands of these people on the ground, a lot of water passes under our justice system bridges. So if you are bringing him to court and you have said that he did not jump bail, that is what the Supreme Court said. Because somebody who is living in his house quietly, respecting the law, and he went and invaded the place and he escaped barely by whiskers, cannot be said to have jumped bail. That's what the Supreme Court says. So if he didn't jump bail, what the judge would have said today, we don't even need another application for a new bail application. It's just to restore his bail that he was enjoying before the Nigerian army went and violently violated the bail conditions of that period. That's what they should have done today.
You had an encounter with the security agents.
Outside, yes. I've been having encounters with them since I was in the university.
You were restricted from entering the court.
I was restricted from entering the court, even though my name was on it. And I also had another business in the court, which is to pick up the certified true copies of my own case. Because I want to sue them. I want to sue them for 100 billion for prosecutorial misconduct and wasting of my time for 5 years.
Also seizing your phone today.
They also seized my phone today. But I was able to get my phone back because they still have three of my phones with them, which they might have given to their side chicks. I don't want these phones to go back to their useless side chicks. When they steal your phone, they go and give it to either their children or their side chicks or their wives. So we fought and they gave me back but they didn't allow me to enter to witness the trial, which was their intention from the beginning. I know that even at the Supreme Court, I tried to go to the Supreme Court to witness the judgment. The Supreme Court people did not allow me in. It's the same DSS. And I'm saying this before everybody, Nigeria Bar Association is useless. For the Nigeria Bar Association to allow DSS to be vetting lawyers that are coming to do legitimate business at the Federal High Court, that MBA is useless. But to further know how useless they are, when my case was being tried in this court, the American Bar Association was sending representatives to court every day and wrote a report, it's online, about the prosecutorial misconduct involving my case. The Nigerian Bar Association never came to court to witness my trial, even though they have a human rights body, that part that is called SPIDEL or whatever. They are more interested in conferences. They will go from one conference to the other. They don't stand up for human rights. The other time, before that useless Buhari left power, they went and were clapping for Buhari at their national convention when he said that there's no problem with, violating the fundamental human rights of Nigerians when national security is involved. They clap for him.
Let me interject you.
Yes.
You made mention of the fact that the way they repatriated NNAMDI Kanu back to Nigeria was illegal, and which was a statement already accepted by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
But now said, no matter what that illegality means, does not in any way slow the process, that he should go back to the Federal High Court and answer the remainder of the 8 terrorism charges against him. And then the matter was supposed to start on the 8th of February, but the federal government failed to make an appearance, and of course started today. And of course they've listened to bail application. Now the question is, do you think this case that has lingered for 3 years has become more of political than agitation of self?
From the beginning. It's just like my own trial too. Treasonable felony, treason. They even accused me of cyber stalking Buhari. When my lawyer, Femi Falana, asked them that, do you know that in this law, the Cyber Crime Act, that the person who claimed to be cyber stalked must come to court to come and testify?
Yes.
They removed the charges because Buhari know the hair word. Buhari has ear infection. How did he know? Somebody who is barely absent throughout his 8 years in tenure. So it's the same thing with NNAMDI Kanu's case. What is he asking for? He's agitating that they want to leave Nigeria. Everybody, as I keep saying, is agitating to leave Nigeria. Is that you are agitating to leave as a group, or you live on your own, which they call Japa?
Yes, now Japa.
That is secession.
Yes, now.
Japa is just legitimate secession from Nigeria.
Yes.
Where you go, and as soon as you reach that country you are going, you said, I'm renouncing my Nigerianship.
Yes.
That is secession on an individual level. So if you are not stopping people who are doing Japa at the airport, why do you want to stop NNAMDI Kanu who says, I want to live with my people?
Yes.
And if you don't want them to leave, give them what they want.
Yes,
justice. You can't keep perpetrating injustice on people and think that they will just fold their arms and watch.
So what is that justice?
Justice is to allow Nigerians to come together and discuss the future of this country. And that future must include a brand new constitution, not this military constitution, that the fake one that they are using since 1999, which was promulgated by a decree. Are you getting my point? So that is justice. If that new constitution is made, the constitution can then decide. The constitution can then decide that there will be a clause in the constitution. Are you paying attention, sir? Yeah. Can you move? Can you move? That there will be a clause in the constitution. And that clause will be that if anybody wants to secede, you go into a referendum. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
You go into a referendum. There is a clause in the British Constitution that any of their component members can decide to leave if they want after a referendum. Scotland did it before they failed. They are still planning it again. Let the people decide whether they want to be in Nigeria or they don't want to be in Nigeria. The reason why people like us run for office is that we know that Nigeria is manageable and justice can be done because an average Igbo man is looking for how to do his business uninterrupted and making money. In fact, Igbo land is too small for Igbo man.
So what you are trying to say is that it's just a marriage by force.
It is marriage by force. Nigeria is a transaction of the British. There's no question about it. In 1901, Nigeria was registered as a business. And, by Sir Gordon, a British man. It was registered as a business. And it was in 1914 that they decided to add the two together, one in the north and one in the south. So there's no question about it. It's not a crime to tell the truth that Nigeria is a transaction. And if those people who are engaged in that transaction are tired, they can leave. But besides being a transaction, even if Nigeria were to be a solid country and people are tired of it, people can leave.
People can japa.
Anytime. I spent 20 years abroad. Come and question why I'm there now. Anytime I like, I come to Nigeria. I only spent 2 weeks in Nigeria for 20 years. Yes, between 1999 and 2019, when I was arrested and detained here. Since then. But guess what? Because of my interest in Nigeria, I did not change my citizenship. I'm still in Nigeria. When they seized my passport, I just got my passport back 3 days ago. Since 2019, they seized it in this court. One judge. The judge is no longer here. Justice Ojukwu. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So nobody can force anybody to be together. Nigeria is like a marriage. Even in marriage, even if your wife says he likes you and you don't like her anymore, you go for divorce. If your husband says I can't do without you and the wife is tired, Abi, you go for divorce. So how can somebody force people to stay in Nigeria when they say they want to leave? But here is my position. I don't want Nigeria to break up because I like Nigeria and Nigerians. Well, let me rephrase it. I like Nigerians, but I no longer like this Nigeria.
The name Nigeria.
Yes. So, and these are the revolutionary changes that we advocate for. And that's why I met Kanu in New York. What he told me is the reason I come to court every day. You know, before, under Buhari, if I came to court, they bring knife to come and stab me. They beat us up. But now they can't do that anymore. They are using the DSS. DSS beat us up today in front of the court. You were there.
The evidence is there. The evidence is there.
They collected my phone, 2 of my phones. But I decided that unless they return my phone, I'm not going, because there are 2 other phones that they stole from my hotel room in 2019 that we can't find now. So they have given me back my phones and we are fine. I'm going to collect my CTC. But let me use this opportunity to call on Nigerians that there is going to be a major protest tomorrow. Heavy one.
Heavy.
Is to end hunger and starvation. That one, nobody can collect your phone.
Thank you.
It will be massive.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Thank you.